What up, chat? Yeah, let me know. It's been a minute since I went live on here, so wanted to jump back on Substack Live. It looks like they added the screen share, which they didn't have even just like 2 weeks ago when I did this. So that's pretty cool. People are always improving things all the time. So how is it going out there in TV land? Hopefully, people will start getting notifications. We'll pull up the Kickstarter, see where we're at, and let's talk about it. All right. Hopefully you can see my screen. All right, so we've got 2 weeks left. We're 2 weeks into the campaign. We just passed the middle part there. We're off to an awesome start, almost at $6,000. We've got a lot of work to do, but again, this is a 3-issue campaign, so not too worried about it. We'll get the backers by the end, I'm sure. Usually we end up around 200 backers for these Drumsticks of Doom issues, so I have no reason to believe that Queen of Queens, the final arc, will not be the same. So again, sometimes, this can feel a little daunting, and it does. We put a huge goal up there. We knew it was going to be a lot more, but again, it's kind of 3 issues simultaneously. We usually end up about 200 backers, around $5,000. So hopefully it's not too much for our fans out there. We do appreciate everybody. We know things are crazy right now, to say the least. So we do appreciate. Oh, I'm really tiny on the screen. I didn't notice that part. Hello, I'm a tiny person. What's up? Um, so very tiny there in the corner of the screen. That's funny. But yeah, so let's go over what's left. Maybe there's some things that people didn't see. Let me make this bigger. There we go. We've unlocked some backer goals already. Everybody who backs, doesn't matter if we make the goal or not, you're getting the Boston Metaphysical, The Underground, which is a prose novel from the Boston Metaphysical Society comic book series by Madeline Holly Rosing and company. So you get that for nothing, just for backing, even if you back at $1. We're already eyeing Bigsby Grant, which also has a campaign live. We encourage you to go check that out. We've partnered with Patrick Coyle before to give away some of his books, so he was gracious enough to give us another one. And then the amazing Travis Gibb and company at Orange Cone. Patrick Bruckmeyer, we don't want to forget him, as the co-creator of Granite State Punk, obviously on theme with our book. If we get to that 200 backer mark, we can unlock that. And then Evie and the Helsings, again, another great rock and roll, heavy metal book about vampires and legacy and being in bands and all the stuff that we love as well over here at Part-Time Comics. We're very close to that. We've got some dollar amount goals that we could hit. We could unlock a bookmark. We could upgrade that bookmark to metal. But we're a lot closer to these backer goals, so we'll focus on that. All this is free. All you got to do is back, even if you back for $1. Even if we don't make it, you get that. So we encourage you to do so. We, of course, have all of our amazing covers, which you've probably already seen in the campaign. I'm actually going to share the campaign now. I'm going to share it. And each as good or better than the rest, right? All of these covers are just amazing. I've been spoiled with riches for all these great cover artists that have wanted to work with us on this book. I'm very happy. It's bittersweet to be coming to the end, but when you have this this library of books and covers to look at, you can't be too sad for too long. So we've got amazing covers. We also have our sketch cover, which is an homage to We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll from Black Sabbath. If you caught that, no prize to you. But if we look at some of the rewards, we have, it's taking me forever to scroll up here. What do we got left? Let's check it out. We do have 2 draw-in tiers left. You can zoom on down to them here. Where are you? Fill-in gig. Get drawn into the issue. We haven't done this in several issues. The last arc, it was a little bit sparse on characters, right? They were in the middle of nowhere, on a mountain recording their album. There wasn't a lot of space to draw people in. But so this time we really wanted to bring it back. There's a spot, at least one spot in each issue. So we're putting 3 up, only 2 left. Already 1 is gone. Thank you so much to that backer for getting that. Dan does an amazing job. I have examples up on the Kickstarter of times he's drawn people in. He's amazing. He can obviously draw anything. If you're a fan of the book already, you know that. But yeah, get drawn into the book. You'll be in the legacy forever. And yeah, you'll get all 3 books because we're going to surprise you with which actual book you're going to be in. So you also included in this price get all 3 standard covers as well. You can also upgrade if you want to add the page, if you want to own the page, only $125. Very good price for a page. We also do have pages here again for $155. So you see you're getting them for a lot less. If you already, backed to be drawn in, we figure we can get you that page at a good price. A couple people have already put their money down on pages. We really appreciate you. That's carrying the campaign at this point. And we did have the original cover is already gone. So if you missed that, unfortunately, we rarely, if this is actually the only cover I've ever put up for sale. I thank Dan, my co-creator, partner, and friend, for doing that. I like to hoard these in my Goblin Castle, so I don't put these up too often. But this is a big goal, so we knew we had to do something big. Let's put the cover out there. And again, I hate to see him go out the door, but I'm glad it's going to a good home. I do know the backer who backed that. He's been a longtime supporter of the book, so happy to see it go there. And and then we had a deal on every metal cover that is taken as well. We won't focus too much on the everything that's gone, but we do have everything Queen of Queens. You can still get this at a discount. Everything in this campaign, all the metal covers, all the standard covers, all the variant covers, and the sketch cover. All you can get it all for an awesome price. So we encourage you to do that. And some other tiers that you might have missed that are still available. We have advertising in each issue. So each issue will have a space for advertising. In the past, we've done advertising for the Kickstarter campaign. And of course, we'll give you shout outs on all the updates after the campaign. We'll give you shout outs on social media. So if you have something you want to plug, let us know what that is early and we'll do that. And then, of course, you get a printed color ad in the book. But in the past, we've done it separately. We've done the Kickstarter versions, and then we've had retail versions. Well, now that we're lining up all of this with retail orders, you're going to go out in all the books to the store. So that's obviously a pretty big deal, right? We had potentially thousands of orders for the first issue of Drumsticks of Doom, which is another update we do want to give. We had some delays on Drumsticks of Doom 1 and 2, and 3 will be out next week in store. So it's a little bit behind schedule. We're just not quite lining up our order time with the final order cutoff, but we'll get that straightened out in the future. Your books will be there in the shop, especially if you pre-ordered. That's obviously a huge deal. Continue to pre-order those books. That way you don't have to worry about if dates change or anything like that. It'll get to your inbox when you come to pick up your stuff. So, and then issue 4, we've already diverted shipping because we again anticipated this time that we needed to order earlier to get that to be on time because there's a lot of comics that go out and we don't want the shops to be stressed about what's coming and do they have space for it, and they order so much each week. I got to find space for all these books, so we don't want to add to that calamity. So issue 4 should be, and then the trade will be out in the summertime. Pre-orders end in June for the trade. It'll go up for pre-order very soon. Actually, I'm going to look that up while we're on here if it's posted and see if it's up. But yeah, so issue 3 in stores, issue 8 through 10 now up on Kickstarter, as you've probably seen already many times from me, but did want to just kind of highlight some of those tiers that are still available, especially again, advertising, limited spots in each of the books. So we want to obviously get the word out on that. And then again, the fill-in gig to get drawn in the book. There's still a couple spots left on that. So let's leave this screen share Uh-oh, I'm huge again. And go to this one. And let's search it up. And there we are. All 4 issues again. If you missed any, you can there's still a limited supply at Lunar. We have not sold out at the distribution level yet. You can reorder those through your shop. The trade should be up soon for pre-order. For shops, I believe it actually starts in May and goes through the end of June. So that'll be up in a couple weeks. But again, this cover here, the Jonathan LaMantia cover, we did do a full colored version this time around, so that is unique. We wanted to try to do something special with the limited budget, and thankful that Jonathan was able to knock out an awesome version, an awesome alternate version. So that is something I want to highlight. If you didn't get a chance to order that, please order that through your local comic shop and get all 8 great covers. Again, the sketch covers were not something to order through shop. So if that's something that you want, you can come to our site. You can go on the Kickstarter and get them now. If sketch covers are something that you're excited about, we want to get those out into people's hands, but we did not do an order through the shops. And again, you can go to the lunardistribution.com site. It has all the order codes, including the product number you see right here, to make sure you're ordering the right book. Again, it was kind of a larger size last issue, but we did not go up on price. We want to keep that consistent. And yeah, I'm just very excited to see the reception. Obviously issue 1s are exciting, and there's a lot unfolding in the book. I mean, most people are listening to this have probably read it already, but it's been cool to see it go out into the retail world, and people get excited about it. But the payoff is, do they stick around? Do we continue to pay off what we advertised in those first couple issues? I feel like we do, but you never know how the public's gonna. This is my first time in retail shops. I don't really know. I've never, unless it was back in the Comixology days when we used to sell a lot of digital. I haven't had hundreds of readers, picking up our books on a weekly basis. So this is it's still a cool and new thing to us. Let us know any problems. If you're a shop that's listening to this, if there's been any problems, we'll make it right. Obviously, Lunar, if there's any damaged or books that are not quite where you want it to be, again, we did order extra copies. You can get those replaced to them, or you can contact us. We can get them swapped out. But yeah, just wanted to update people on, again, this year is kind of all things Drumsticks of Doom. I know we've kind of said that quite a bit. I'm usually a person who bounces between projects. And this year, Dan and I were getting so close to the end, we said, well, why don't we just focus on finishing it? It'll be a nice, awesome 2-volume trade paperbacks, 10 issues. Hopefully someday, an oversized hardcover. We'll see, maybe for the, we're already on the 5-year anniversary almost. So maybe for the 10-year anniversary, we'll jump in and get a hardcover edition. I would love to have something like that out there in general. But that's for the future. We got to get through the final arc first. So I'm going to jump back. Ooh, I'm huge again. I'm huge. And anybody who's just tuning in, hello, I'm the tiny person in the corner here. How you doing? I go from Giant Man to Ant-Man there. A reminder, you can get all of our awesome books as add-ons. I can't show you here because obviously as the creator of the Kickstarter, you can't back your own books, but I can scroll you down to some of the add-ons here. We still have, if you missed the Argyle book that was out earlier this year, again, the theme of this year is kind of mostly on Drumsticks of Doom. We might have a sneaky project for you related to LCS very soon. We're going to try something a little different than that with our push to kind of do one big Kickstarter to start the year, get Drumsticks of Doom going, but we'll see what else kind of fits in there. But you can get all things Argyle, the Argyle stickers, the Argyle comics, the Argyle everything. We still have lots of beard combs. These have not been as popular as I was hoping when I ordered a large amount, so please add those to your order. We've got the iron-on patches, the Doom Metal logo by Dave Jordan still. A couple copies left of this bloody issue, the variant print, we'll call it, but let's be honest, it was a little bit of an oversaturated print, and it looks pretty sick. So that'll never be printed again because we don't know what happened with the printer that happened. So that's kind of a once in a lifetime thing to get. Got just a couple copies left of that. You can get any issue that you've missed, and in previous. Again, we have some of our sketch covers left, including the new one. We sold our souls for rock and roll homage. We do have glow in the dark drumsticks. We brought those back this time around. They were pretty popular when we did them with the trade paperback or issue 4 about 2 years ago. So we brought them back. They're in a different color. Dan and I thought I had one behind me. Dan and I will sign those for you. It's still a very weird thing for anybody to want a signed stick from me. I'm not a very accomplished drummer. I know I write a book called Drumsticks of Doom, and I talk about being in bands and all that. That doesn't mean that I'm an accomplished musician. But so it's kind of funny to me that anybody would want a drumstick. I will gladly comb your beard, Winston, with my beard comb for sure. Um, yeah. If anybody else wants their fake beard comb or their real beard, jump on the beard combs. Add one. We have a lot of add-ons. Well, since Winston's in the chat, we have our awesome book LCS, which again I teased might have something new coming. Winston was gracious and might have squeezed in a short story of that has been undisclosed yet. So we'll be talking about that very soon, hopefully. We've got again, I tried this time to kind of break down each book that we had into its own kind of add-on, rather than you can also get all of our books at a huge discount. We always do that for every campaign. We have every anthology I've been in the last 5 or 10 years. We have some books from our collaborators, like Tyrell Cannon did the awesome book, The Schlub. We have that as well. Again, CPS, our 4-issue miniseries is all completed. You can get that. You can get any of the previous trade paperbacks. We can do another run of the logo shirts. We do use a local printer, so that's always a easy way to get shirts out there. I was lucky enough to find somebody close by for a reasonable price that can do low print run shirts. If you're somebody in the Chicagoland area and that's something you need, let me know. I can get you the info. The set list anthology we ran, unfortunately, the Lego, Blocko Wolf Base Wolves, those went fast again. Every time we've done these twice now, and I just never am sure how many to order. And they always go so fast. So I apologize for that. But you got to be fast in some of these things. We got some of our friends of Part-Time Comics, like Mata Sorcier. We have some of her books for sale. We have Tyrell Cannon, again, contributor to this series. We got his amazing book, Eris. If you're into super uber violent, amazing 90s comics, like Tyrell wears his influence on his sleeve, then look no further than Eris. Get that while you're here. I was able to get a retail bundle, so I'm happy to offer those to our backers. The Cthulhu Invades Neverland trade that I was in as well. Looks like I put that on. It looks like I listed Eris twice. Oops. That's okay. You can get it twice then. And again, the pop figures, one of our more expensive add-ons we've ever had. Kylie and I each did one of these. Unfortunately, that was gone day one. So do follow these campaigns early. You can get a digital bundle of our books, and then Dan did allow me to put one Touching Evil slipcase hardcover, and I think that's gone as well. But not to dwell on what's gone, let's talk about what's here. Get all the issues. Again, we've had quite a few people back the first, so I'm interested to maybe reach out with them and see if it wasn't clear, or maybe it just doesn't fit within their budget. That's okay. We don't want to pressure anybody into, especially in this day and age, where things are at financially. Oh, and I forgot, there is one lone tier. If you miss any of the add-ons in the past, I did keep one to the side to kind of offer this mega bundle, including there was a print that we did with a crossover with InSymmetry Creations. Michael Watson drew this awesome InSym and Part-Time Comics mashup. I have exactly one of those that we're giving away. We have all the stickers, the keychains that are sold out, the pick that's gone, and then this 3D printed horns drumstick holder. Again, you can see one of the drumsticks there. It'll come with the signed drumstick as well. So this is your chance. If you're late to the series and you wanted to just catch up on everything, you're going to get pretty much every A cover and B cover but no metal covers and trade paperbacks. If you want to add that on afterwards, if you want to add that separate, you can get that as well. So I did want to highlight that one, as that's kind of a one of one. If anybody's wanted to jump in, but I appreciate everybody who jumped in the chat. Just want to kind of update everybody where we're at. Again, this year is very focused on Drumsticks of Doom. But if we can get through this campaign and then the trade paperback, likely in the fall of this year, again, we've got some other comics in the Part-Time Comics library. Once we say goodbye here to Drumsticks of Doom for now, there's plenty of other books that we want to make out there. But this year we were like, you know what? We've been doing 5 or 6 books a year, usually 1 to 2 issues of Drumsticks of Doom. It was time for Dan and I to focus on, finishing it out and releasing him from the chains. I've had him chained to the drawing table for too many years now. And I want to let him free to do his own thing. Or maybe, who knows, maybe we'll come back and do something else. But appreciate y'all for hanging out tonight. If you're watching this afterwards, comment, let me know how the sound went. I know the Substack Live is still a pretty new thing, so I'm just trying to get on there, get the word out, and appreciate everybody jumping in the chat. Take it easy.